Before you jump into the video, be sure to comment, rate, and subscribe. Guys, it just might be true. It just might be true. Alright, in a week where we are 2 days away from the Walking Dead Season 9 trailer, San Diego Comic-Con is revving up. This is do or die time for the Walking Dead Season 9. Will they spoil things about Andrew Lincoln? What will be the ultimate fate, rather, of the show? What is going on with Rick? What is going on with Andrew Lincoln? So there's a clip right here. I found it off of a YouTuber I follow. It was the Comic Book Men individual from IMDb. And so they're talking to Robert Kirkman here, and they ask him about the news, and you guys can listen to his response. Here it is.
News that we saw within the last month was it smells like one of our own is going away, one of the OGs. Yes. Andrew Lincoln has said that this will be his last season. Looking that way. Not right now. How does that grab you as the creator of the book? In your world, you know, there have been two very different stories for Rick in the show and in the comic. Yeah. And he's still got all 10 digits in the show. How does that affect you? Because you're like, wait, man. Like, if you're going, well, I still got Rick going on.
Yeah, I mean, it does make the differences between the comic and the show a little bit more pronounced. Right. But at the end of the day, it's all about Andrew Lincoln. I mean, this is a human being. This is somebody that I've known for almost a decade, somebody that I love. He's been sweating in Georgia, away from his family for so long.
Here in Nebraska is nice. Tamping down his natural British accent, which is probably so applauded for the most.
So you can't do that. If I had a British accent, how could you hold that back?
If somebody made me speak British all year long and I had to tamp down my American, I too would be like, I'm out of here after season 9. It's self-preservation.
He cares about the fans. He cares about the show deeply. He wants to do something special on the way out. We've got something amazing planned. I wouldn't want to spoil anything, but anybody who's been a fan of his journey, who loves Rick Grimes, who loves the world of The Walking Dead, you're going to want to see what we do.
All this is just what was.
Oh boy. So there you have it. There's not I mean, there's really not much that Kirkman said that I really can't flesh out here. Yeah, this really seems like this is going to be the end. And the only thing that I have a little doubt about is that Kirkman's never one to really reveal spoilers. He was tight-lipped when the Glenn and Abraham situation with who Negan killed. They were so tight-lipped about that. And for me, it doesn't feel right that he would go out and try to spoil this. But he did go into detail later saying that he's a human being, that he wants to move on. The fans he has something special in mind. With all those details, like if there was any chance, like if anyone had high hopes that Rick wasn't going to be leaving the show, I think it just goes like just I said to a group of fans via a comment just a little while ago, actually, that I will not believe this news 100% until I see it happen for myself. I will be reacting with you guys to Season 9, and when that happens, whenever Rick leaves or is killed off or whatever happens, I will be there to watch it go down with you guys. Now, the most recent rumor, if you guys remember, from my vlog that was last week, around last week, so, I talked about the fact that the spoiler had been originally Rick gets devoured by a walker horde, and then it changed that he might actually leave, or that his fate is going to be a big question mark, kind of like Glenn under the trash dumpster. We're not going to know what happens to him. The walker horde is going to make it seem very mystifying, I guess. A mystifying death, a mystifying exit. I don't know if that helicopter, the one that's in the poster right there, or the one that Jadis has spoken about, I don't know if that has anything to do with his exit. But yeah, man, this is terrible. Like, this is a terrible, terrible thing to just jump into this show. And yeah, I have to imagine the showrunners aren't going to let this show just die once Rick leaves. But I just don't think that Norman Reedus is going to be a good person to take over the show. I think he functions more as a secondary leading character. He's always functioned like that for 8 seasons. Okay, we don't even meet this guy until like the 3rd episode of season 1. And he's been on the same journey as Rick, and it doesn't make sense for me, especially since we really didn't get much character development with him the past 2 seasons. Really, he's been mostly on a quest of vengeance against Negan and the Saviors because he got Glenn killed and he was in prison and fed dog food and Dwight treated him like shit. The only real dynamic he had was his back and forth relationship with Dwight ever since he found Dwight in the woods, and then that kind of came full circle in the season 8 finale when he showed him mercy by letting him go, kind of like what Rick did to Negan. This seems, I mean, this is from the horse's mouth. This is Kirkman, all right? I don't know how much Kirkman's involved with the creative process, but this seems to be a lock that this information is 100% true. I don't know what to think about this. Let me know what you guys think, because I'm just kind of at a loss for words. I really was thinking that they were going to let either the Comic-Con panel or the trailer do the explaining for a rumor that a lot of people have heard. Now, we still have things that we still don't know, because a lot of sources have distorted this information. Don't you guys remember the vlog I did on AMC's cryptic tweet where they said, "Don't believe everything you hear"? Well, that has to be in relationship to Rick's death, or maybe Maggie, or that's got to be. It's got to be, you know. But why would they say that if Kirkman then comes out and tries to confirm that this death is happening? And the thing is, he's confirmed all of the logical reasons in that video I just showed you. He seems to logically step through the reasons why Andrew Lincoln's leaving. You know, he's been sweating it out in Georgia for 10 years. He has a family. He's British. He's just reached the end of his ropes. And for me, but the other thing he says in the vlog is that Andrew Lincoln's aware of the fans, but is he aware of the fans? Because this is a decision that really changes the entire nature of the show. He's the front-running character for the show. To remove him would basically, again, in my opinion, removing him would destroy the show. And we will see by the end of season 9 if that's true. And because the other thing is, if, let's say Andrew Lincoln, let's say 5 episodes in, something happens and he leaves, Andrew Lincoln leaves, and we don't know what happens to him. It's a big question mark. Like Glenn under the trash dumpster. Did Rick really get devoured by zombies or did he not? Okay, we don't know. Then let's say episodes keep going by and then we get to the season 9 finale and then there's some big showdown. Maybe the Whisperers come in or some other group, and then Rick kind of comes out and is out of the woodwork, and all of a sudden he makes a triumphant appearance and you find out why he vanished. Kind of like Heath. If they bring Heath back, which there have been some rumors that he might be, somewhat in that regard. Maybe that's it. Maybe, just maybe, Andrew Lincoln wanted this break. I mean, he'll have the summer, and then if they do film the second half of season 9, he would have to be involved with that if his character is going to return. If he's not actually dead. We got to see, because we know that he's in a good chunk of episodes at the start, but I don't know what they're going to do with his character. Is he just going to be some old man that's lost his fighting style, or I don't know. The thing is, the tone of the tone of the trailer. I talked about this in my predictions. The tone of the trailer, the tone of the season. I'm going to get a big gist of what's going to be going on with this. And for me, it's annoying because I'm going into this season very pessimistic. I'm going into this season saying, okay, a new beginning, a big time jump. Negan's imprisoned. There's new adversaries and new things going on. Past 2 seasons, it's been the Saviors, but now we finally have something new. But now, like, I have to look through it through 2 lenses. On the one lens, I'm looking through it as a new beginning. This show is going to be jumping into a new era with a new showrunner. But then in the other spectrum, I know that the main character that this whole show has been based around for 8 seasons is potentially leaving / being killed off, and it makes me very anxious and pessimistic because I can't be excited for a show where the main guy that I'm watching the show for is killed off. Like, I haven't told you guys, but actually me and my friends have been binge watching Mad Men recently. I've never watched Mad Men. It's another AMC show starring John Hamm. John Hamm was actually rumored, when John Hamm left Mad Men, he was rumored that he might have been Negan, but I don't think he ever tried out for it. There was one interview where he was asked about it. But anyway, basically, it would be like killing off John Hamm. If midway through, I know Mad Men went for what, like 7 seasons? So if let's say like season 4, again, I don't know the plot of Mad Men. I'm just about finished with season 1, so no spoilers. But what if they just killed off Don Draper in season 4? What if they just did that? What if who would Sterling be the new protagonist? Would his wife and kids how do you make a decision like that? Because again, this is a show that has a tight cast of characters. There aren't that many A-listers left. Carol, Rick, and Daryl are the last remaining members of the original Atlanta group. Now that Carl is dead, they're the last members. You can't even consider Judith to be that because she was born at the prison. So you're really, really limiting yourself. And I know, like, they're like, oh, well, Daryl can just take over for Rick because Daryl's been in the series just as long as Rick. It's like, again, the show, the dynamic, Rick's multiple children. I mean, Daryl doesn't have a connection to multiple characters like that. Once he lost his brother, he's just been him being a big influential member of the group. But Rick has had Carl, and he's had Michonne, and he's had Lori, and he's had Shane, and he's had Judith. There are many characters that stem off of Rick, whether they're related by family or they're related by those first group of people that he knew. Morgan is the one who saves Rick. And I know Morgan's in Fear the Walking Dead, but now he's a big part of another show from Rick. So, it really, really makes me scratch my head when I see this. Like, I just don't understand this decision. I don't. Like, as soon as Andrew Lincoln came to AMC or whoever with his, hey, I want to go away, or hey, I think I'm done with the show, they should have said, well, Mr. Lincoln, we'll offer you $20 million. Like, the same deal that they're apparently offering Norman Reedus. And I've said this before. They should have offered him a bigger deal. We'll fly your family out to Georgia. They can live in Georgia. They can have perfect lives in Georgia. We'll get them a fucking penthouse, and you'll be fine here. And, you can go to more conventions. And, like, I don't understand why they couldn't have made some type of offer like that. And or shown him the blueprints. Said, okay, look, we're going to end the show season 13, okay? So then you have 3-4 years left. Can you stick with us for just 3-4 years? After that, you never have to talk about The Walking Dead again. You can go off into the sunset and do other movies and stuff. Like, they should, at this point, if Andrew Lincoln, if there's a point where he's having mixed feelings, especially when Chandler Riggs was let go last season, if he was having mixed feelings about staying on the show longer, they should have said, Angela Kang, Scott Gimple, Roger Kirkman, whatever, should have sat down and said, okay, here's the blueprint, okay? Your character, like, we're going to take the show up to this season, and this happens to your character, and he does this, and this, and then that's the end of the show, okay? Probably what Vince Gilligan did for Breaking Bad. When Bryan Cranston signed onto that show, he said, okay, this is about a chemistry teacher that breaks bad, is unsatisfied with his life, and starts cooking crystal meth and becomes this drug kingpin. Here's the course of the season, and this is kind of where we want him to end up. We know, spoiler alert for Breaking Bad, but spoiler alert, we know that he will not end up surviving the series, and that the series basically ends when he dies, okay? Here's the blueprint. Do you think you can commit? Bryan Cranston says, absolutely, sounds good, I'll do this for this many years, and then I'm gone. The show ends, series ends, it's an amazing series with a great legacy, that's it. Again, maybe it's because this show has gone on for 9 seasons now, and that is a lot, because Breaking Bad only went on for 5-6 seasons. Even Game of Thrones That's another show that has a blueprint. Season 8 is going to be the last season, and I think they just wrapped up filming recently. So for Kit Harington and Emilia Clarke, they're not telling them, oh, you're going to be on the show for 15 more years. They're saying, hey, look, one more season, you're going to bang it out. It's going to be a badass finale that everyone's going to be talking about for years to come, and then that's it. Then you sayonara, and then you're gone. There needs to be some endgame and point for this. I think just for this show at this point, because I'm okay with the show going on for years to come, but if it's affecting the actors and the talent that you have, then that's a problem that needs to be rectified. You can't just let all of your lead talent slip away because you don't have a blueprint for the series. Similar to what, I guess, happened in Fear the Walking Dead. And again, I don't know what the hell they're doing with Fear the Walking Dead either. It might have been because of new showrunners. But Frank Delane, who plays Nick, said, I want off the show. And then they had to kill his character off at the same time they were killing off another major character from the original storyline. So, it just frustrates me because there are decisions the network and the creators could have taken to make sure that Andrew Lincoln stayed on longer, because when you see an end goal with anything, when you see an end goal, it helps you mentally for the time being when you're in the present. Like, if someone tells you that, oh, this job that you're taking is a 6-month contract, if by month 4 you hate the job and you despise it, you can at least say to yourself, all right, there's only 2 months left of this. It's a 6-month contract. They're paying me pretty well. Okay, I could just stick this out for a few more weeks and then that'll be done. But if it's in perpetuity, if it's just, you have this job and you're in it for forever kind of thing, then you start to think about, like, wow, like, really, I don't know where this could end. Like, the uncertainty factor plays into that. And for a man like Andrew Lincoln, who's been on the show for many years and has a family in another country, these things can come up. And I just think that the AMC could have prepared him a little bit better, could have prepared themselves and him a little better to save face for the show and to continue it, because he is the face of this show. He is. There's no question about it. Daryl is not. Carol is not. Michonne is not. Maggie's not. It is Rick freaking Grimes' story. You could have said that it was Carl Grimes' story, but now he's dead. So you can now kind of, I guess, argue that it's Judith's story. And I've said in many vlogs that I think Judith should be the next go-to as she grows up. Kind of like a Clementine from the Walking Dead Telltale series. So, and it seems like there's going to be 2 time jumps, so we might get that. But you can't do it. You cannot kill Rick off in some stupid way and just have him get devoured by fucking walkers. After everything he's done, after all the people he's killed, after how hard think of how hard he fought the freaking Saviors last year. He was on the front line, a fucking general, just doing everything in this series, all the combat and everything. And I cannot fathom that at the end of that, he's going to say, all right, finally, I got the world into peace, but oh no, walkers, I'm dead. Oh, well, there goes 8 seasons of hard work. Like, it ruins the story. You spend all this time focusing on a story, and you ruin it. So, I don't know if this is confirmed. It seems like it's very black and white, what Robert Kirkman said. But I'm going to say this, guys. None of this is confirmed until I see Rick Grimes die or leave the show in an episode of Season 9. Until I react to that, you'll see me react to it. I'll probably be throwing pillows and flipping the fuck out and screaming at AMC. But until that day happens, probably later this year, October, November, whenever that episode airs, that's going to be the course. So until that day comes, I am not going to say for certain, unless maybe the actor comes out, actor, AMC, something like that, and they say, yes, this is happening, deal with it, and then we just have to, your ratings are going to, oh my god, the ratings are going to tank. I don't know, for me, I see Season 9 or 10 being one of the last, because if they have a bad turnout for Season 9, AMC might be like, all right, do a Season 10 just to close out your plot points, wrap up the show, and that's it. 10, that's enough. You got to 2 digits, I mean, that's impressive. Not many shows even get, not many shows get to double digits. You got the double digits. There you go. Season 10. Finish out your storylines. That's it. Walkers kill everybody or whatever. They find some stupid cure, World War Z style, whatever. Show over. Show over. For everything that the comic is doing with the Commonwealth and the Whispers, just to throw that into the freaking air because apparently that's, whatever. We've adapted enough. We've adapted the Governor. We've adapted Negan, Terminus, everything. We've done a lot. So now, if the show can't keep up and the fans can't keep up, then it's over. So, well, I hate making these vlogs. I told you guys, like, my vlogs, these vlogs about The Walking Dead, they keep becoming about the uncertainty of the show and its future and Rick Grimes and all that and blah, 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 blah. It's all negative. And I hate it. I hate that that's the fact about the show. I just really hate it. I want to be excited for Season 9, and I was weeks ago, and then all of a sudden, all these articles start coming out about Rick's fate, and I'm just, my jaw hits the floor. Like, are you kidding? Like, this is really the beginning for this show to kind of restart itself. You finished, a lot of people have said that Seasons 1 through 8, you finished one big chapter of the show. This is a point to reboot it. What else is there to say? What else is there to say, guys? I've said everything, so I will let you comment down below and just, we got 2 days, or actually 1 day. No, tomorrow. Tomorrow is when the trailer drops, so enjoy this rant, and it'll be for 1 day, and maybe this news will be irrelevant come tomorrow because we might have some concerning information. So here we go, guys. Here we go. So thank you for watching. Peace out.